Hello, my loves. First of all, I do want to say thank you for the prayers for my father because he is doing much better, and I really am so excited about it. They're talking about letting him come home tomorrow, and there was a lot of prayers and a lot of people that reached out to me. So overall, it was a blessing. It was just tough to deal with as a family, but it was also important that I stay consistent. So, I also want to talk about how some of these streaming apps have been so confusing to use. Usually, I go live on YouTube, right? And I've been trying to utilize these new streaming apps, and I do not know what I'm doing. I might have to take like some additional courses or classes to figure out how to properly stream. But YouTube Live is just as amazing, so no worries. But today is Toolbox Thursday, and we've been going at it all week with good stuff. Middleman Monday and Teachable Tuesday. Yesterday was Winning Bids Wednesday, and today is Toolbox Tuesday. So I am getting better at this. All right. So you bear with me. Okay. Because today I'm going to share some toolbox tips with you on how you can win government contracts. Tools that you can use from your own laptop, your own cell phone that will help you price contracts, win contracts, understand them better. Where can I look for contracts? And yesterday I brought up something about a pricing strategy. And the first one that I want to show you is the Federal Procurement Data System, FPDS. This website is going to help you understand better what is being priced out in the market. Okay, you need market analysis. If an agency wants to purchase a trailer or refrigerators or washers and dryers, you need to know what the market standard is, right? You want to know what the market standard is so that you can make sure that you're pricing properly and you're not way over or way under. Because we talked about the fact that if you're over, they won't even consider your price. And if you're under, the agency can potentially, the contracting officer, that's who you're going to be in contact with, can potentially just reach out and say, hey, Deb, I see that this price is a little too low. Is this correct? That could potentially happen. But normally, if it's too high, you're going to struggle. You're not even going to hear anything back. And, that has happened to me before. So that is just based off of experience. And then we're going to try to do this thing again where we share the screen. And I did take a couple, um, I did look at some videos on this. So let's see. Now, this is the Federal Procurement Data System that I was just speaking on, FPDS. This tool right here is going to give you market analysis. So let's look at something like washers. Um, let's look at something like washers and dryers. We might not get anything to pop up that way, but we did. Okay. So I'm going to refresh it here and I'm going to look at the date signed. That's going to bring up the most recent contract that was won under washers and dryers. So this is up to date information right here, right now, May 22nd, 9:26 p.m. This system, if you see in the left hand corner, is telling you what each agency is purchasing. And I'm so happy that you can see this because the Department of Defense, um, Department of Justice, Department of the Interior, Homeland Security, Department of Agriculture, Veteran Affairs, those are what I mean when I say agencies. That's what I mean. Then there's contracting agency names. Department of Army, that's an agency. Air Force, Navy. These are all procurement agencies that are purchasing products and services. So when I say agency, that is what I mean. So we typed in washers and dryers. Now, what we're going to do is this person here was awarded a contract under a NAICS code, Major Household Appliance Manufacturing. They won it on May 8th, 2025. So if you're ready to bid on a contract, right, that's for washers and dryers, you need to know what the standard price is for that washer and dryer. But how are you going to do that? You're going to go into your toolbox. That's how you're going to do that. You're going to go in your toolbox and you're going to look at these websites. FPDS is my favorite one. FPDS.gov is very helpful. So let's take a look at this contract and what it was priced out as. And it's going to give you a lot. It's going to give you a lot more information than just than you think. Okay, we're going to go back here. I'll hit date signed and that'll bring up the most updated date. And I absolutely love this website. So Alliance Laundry System, they won this bid. And look at all the information that you can see. You can see the award type, the status of the award, prepared date, the last date that it was modified. You have so much information here. Award ID, modification numbers, the date that the contract was signed, which was very recent, the beginning of this month, period of performance. That's when they're going to start working on this contract and fulfilling it, which is June 9th, 25. Needs to be completed that same day. I mean, this is just all fantastic information. Action obligation. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here, right? And it's going to tell us number of actions means the number of people that bidded on this project. It was only one person who bidded. Sometimes you're going to run into bids where you'll see 10 to 12 people bidding. Then you'll run into bids where you're only seeing 2 to 3. Now, this data is for the federal bids. You're not seeing state or local here, but it's still in your toolbox if you're bidding federally, okay? So one person bidded on it, and let's see. What I like right here is description of requirement. That is what they bidded on. Washers and dryers for housing units. I like that they put that there. We don't necessarily know how many, but we have a rough area of what they paid. Almost $20,000 won them this bid. And then it was for the federal prison system. So do you see all this information? The federal prison system wanted to purchase washers and dryers. They put out an RFP online and they let people bid on it, and only one person bidded, and then they were awarded. Another thing is this person bidded as a prime. What a prime means is, let's see if I can find, Alliance Laundry System LLC. They did not subcontract this work because they are a laundry company. They have their own washers and dryers, and they sold them to the federal prison under that RFP. So they did not work with a subcontractor. They are a prime contractor awarded this bid. Okay. I love this website and I really stand by it. It tells you the business category. The incorporation of the company is in Wisconsin. Let's take a look at, I want to see where this, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Where you see this right here. Okay, so there was a one up here that I showed you. Number of actions. That is not how many people bidded. Number of offers received is the amount of people that bidded. So 3 companies bidded and 1 company won it. Okay, so I love that you can see that information, because a lot of times people are like, oh, there's hundreds of people bidding on these bids. No, there's not. A lot of bids are out there for a lot of different products and services, but a lot of people are not bidding. Okay, after the fact, you see all this information, you're like, wow, I bidded on a contract and there was only 4 other people bidding with me. Not a lot of people know about government contracting. So it is so important for me to get up here, educate and inspire to potentially really change your life around. This is a hidden gem. Government contracting is a hidden gem. Okay. So yeah, this is great information. And we can look up another one if you like, but this is FPDS. Utilize it. Now you know that you can even take that information right there and enter it on sam.gov right here, procurement identifier, and you can look and see what they bidded on. Was it 4 washers and dryers? Was it 4 washers, 4 dryers? Was it 2 and 2? How did they get this number? But now you have a base to what you can charge. Now that you see this, you're not going to go and price out washers and dryers at $100,000. You're not going to do that because you have a base number. It's all public information. Okay. Another one that we're going to look at is usaspending.gov. That's another one. It is basically showing you which agency has spent the amount of dollars that they have spent in. I always forget to grab a water when I get on live. Um, I'm going to step away for a second, but it's showing you what agency is spending what. So let's look here. We can explore data and we can explore it under budget function, agency, object class. So what we're going to do is we're going to look under agencies. And for me, the one I'm going to search is Department of Transportation, because you know it. Oh, wow. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to do this. DOT. Woo. All right, so hold on one second. I always forget to grab my water. Sorry. So this is usaspending.gov. It is telling you that the budget of Department of Transportation in 2025 is $26 billion. That's how much money DOT, that's their budget to spend on highways, trailers, roadways, sidewalks, bridges. I mean, anything you can think of that has to do with DOT, that's their budget that they're spending on. Why can you not get a cut of that? Somewhere in here, there is a cut for you. There is a profit margin that can change your life within this $262 billion. Okay. People say a lot of things about the government, but there is an amount of dollars that are set aside for us to be able to utilize and win contracts. The Department of Transportation is looking for nothing but help. Okay. They need help to cover potholes and they need help with sidewalks, bridges, containers, trucks and trailers. Each agency needs help. So don't focus on the money, focus on the work. And I'm telling you right now, the profit margin will come. Okay, this is a pretty large number and it is very fearful. You're going to read through your contracts, but usaspending.gov is another absolutely amazing tool to have in your box. And let's look at federal accounts. And some should pop up for us right off bat. Department of Treasury, Department of Health and Human Services, Social Security Administration, Department of Defense. That's a big one. That's DOD. There is a lot on here. Agriculture. These are all budgets that they have. 2025 budget resources is what you're seeing here. Look at some of the 1 trillion. Why can there not be a cut in there for you? Now, this is to help you understand what agency is spending money on what and how big is their budget. That's what this information is giving you. It's teaching you how to not lowball yourself because I'm never going to encourage you to lowball yourself. Never bid on a contract where it puts you in the red just to get your foot in the door. Always bid higher than you think because what could happen is anything can go wrong. Your subcontractor can back out on you. Your subcontractor could back out on you at any moment. And you might have to add an additional $5,000 just in case. I add, depending on the contract, 3 to 5% profit margin just in case my subcontractor tries to back out on me or something doesn't go right with the project, or I had a quote that maybe lasted 60 days and the government didn't award me until 90 days. Now the quote changed a little bit, but I have that profit margin to be able to withstand that hit. Okay, so you have to remember that. You're going to have to add a margin, and it's called a just in case margin, because anything can go wrong. And if it doesn't, you walk away with that margin. But you want to make sure that you're adding that, because your subcontractor can walk out of the door and say, you know what, I'm no longer interested. So please make sure you're putting a cut on top for, what is it? Is it Murphy's Law? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. That's Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Okay. So you want to make sure you have a margin on top. And I wanted to stop sharing the screen to show you that, because I'm so serious. Put a margin on top for just in case scenarios. Okay. Okay. So what's another one I wanted to share? Oh, BidNet Direct. This is where you can find government contracts. And this is another good one. Let me share. I have so many tools. Oh my goodness, I could literally be here all night. And I love you all for chiming in. I see you all watching the live videos, and I've been doing them a little later at night. But still, I love the fact that you guys are actually learning from this. So let's look at BidNet Direct. Now, any platform where you're searching for bids, you should never pay. All bid platforms are free, and you should not be paying for bids. Now, this is a state and local um, BidNet Direct. What they are is a third party service, and they post bids just like New York State Contract Reporter, just like online, Erie County online bid retrieval. But I'm going to be honest with you. I do not like BidNet, because if you try to search out of the criteria, they charge you. If you want, I'm from New York, so if I want to look at a bid that's from Texas or California, they try to get you to upgrade the subscription, and that is not okay. You should not be paying for a platform when there are thousands of bids out here. You don't need to pay for a platform where you can just go on sam.gov or register with the state or register with the county. You know, I'm from New York. I want to bid on a janitorial bid in Texas. But when I go on BidNet Direct and I try to look it up here, if you notice, it says Empire State. So that is New York State. So now that I'm trying to view all, it's asking me to upgrade my plan. I do not like that. You should be able to access bids for free. If anything, they should be just charging for courses and plans, but not for people to see bids. So this is BidNet Direct. You must create an account, okay? When you create an account, put your NAICS code in there. Let me look at the NAICS code again, because I want to make sure. I want to make sure that I'm saying it right, because the NAICS code is the North American Industry Classification System. Okay, it's a 6-digit code used by the federal government to classify your business based on the type of work that you do. Now, where were we looking at NAICS codes? Well, we were looking over here. Let's look at this again. If you look right here, you see NAICS code. That's what they specialize in, major household appliance manufacturing. That is their NAICS code. If you sell paper towels, you'll have a janitorial NAICS code. I am in transportation. My transportation company has a NAICS code. There are NAICS codes for every single product or service that you sell, okay? So where were we? Bid Direct. So total bids, agency bids, state and local, federal bids. So I guess you learn something new every day, because actually they do have some federal bids up here. But you can use the filter criteria. Now on here, there's 28K in bids that are open. There's a lot that are closed, a lot that are awarded. You want to take the time to look at awarded bids, because if you're bidding on something similar, you can look and see who the person was that was awarded that bid, and we call that person the incumbent. The incumbent is the person who won the bid previously or who already has the award, because I'm going to be honest with you. If you already have a contract in play and you did something to fumble that contract, the government will go right back out, no lie, right back out into the field, and they will put it right back up for bid, and they will let somebody else price it out. It is up to you to figure out who already has that work and how they fumbled the ball. If you can figure out the challenges that that company faced and how they dropped the ball on that, I'm telling you straight up that you can slide in there, win that work, and really shine. Because once you have a contract, you have to execute it. You cannot just grab the ball, hold it, and then say, oh my God, what do I do? It is up to you to figure out what to do. Okay. You can win all day and all night long. You have to go step by step by step. And one of my mentors gave me the best advice, and it's a little tough to do, but if you can do it, you can see it. If you can look at a contract from if you can look at a contract from the very end all the way to the beginning, the very end all the way down to the win, but you didn't win it, and you can go backwards step by step by step by step all the way into the beginning, you will have a better understanding of how. I'm always playing with this light. You will have a better understanding of how you'll have a better understanding of how you can win that contract. Like uh any kind of bid. Think about, okay, contracting officer reached out to me, I won the bid. That's your last step. Now you have to go backwards. Okay, well, what did you do to get to that step to win? I submitted a proposal electronically. Well, what did you do before that? I went out for pricing. Before that, talked to subcontractors. If you can see something from the very end all the way to the beginning on an aerial view, you can win a government contract. Okay, if you have a new business, you can win. If you have a teaming partnership, you can win. Joint venture, you can win. If you can put a proposal together, Chat GPT can help you. You can win. You just have to execute the work, and you don't have to have any money down. If you have any kind of sales skills, 0.0001 sales skills, you can win. Okay. You can win. It is possible for you at any moment. Your life can change. That's why I said, do not live your life, laugh a lot, and bid, because I've been bidding at a rapid pace. Okay. And I feel like the best way that I can explain it is there are people out there who are just like me. And I know that the middleman strategy works. I know that these tools work. And that's why I share them with you. That is my whole point of being here. I know that this is possible for you. No matter what industry you are in as a business owner, it can work out. Comment in the chat what kind of business you run. I don't care what it is. It could be catering services. There's a lot of guys on the base, Army, National Guard, who need people, catering companies to come in and say, hey, we need a catering company. We have over 2,000 guys to feed, and we don't know how we're going to do it. You pick up that bid and you price it correctly, you could be that winner with $100,000 profit. Okay. All these agencies are looking for is help. Do not get too wrapped up in this rigmarole of documentation or certifications or set asides. There's agencies out there who need help. Okay. They're looking for people to help with the parks and recreations, feeding the Navy, feeding the Air Force, the Army, supplying, companies to help build bridges or fix structures or, keep potholes off our highways, Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, New York. Um, so just please keep that in mind. And you know what? I'm gonna share one more with you. So we did FPDS, we did federal account spending, we did this one. What's another one? Let me think. Oh, I know another one. Whoa, what happened? Okay, wait. I have to share my screen again. Okay. Uh, Okay. Another one is Bonfire. That's another one. Um, Now they send me a lot of this is for a certain county. This is Rockland County, but they send me a lot of notifications for stuff. Bonfire is just like BidNet Direct. They have a lot of different procurement agencies on here. Only thing is, you have to apply for each county. That's why you're seeing Rockland up here. And this is all the help. This is how you have to look at it. This is all the help and assistance that Rockland County currently needs right here, right now. They need power packs and controllers. They need someone to help them with electricity supply services. If any of your company does this, bid on these projects. If you own an automotive collision repair facility, if you know somewhere where you can find a subcontractor to get you a drone, or you own a company where you sell drones, um, they're looking to help out the incarcerated individual system, including digital mail services and the tablet program for the correctional facility. These are all things that just this one company agency, I'm sorry, is looking for. Grant writing services for the village of Spring Valley, mobile crisis services. They need help. On call paper document recovery service. You know, please look at it this way, because if you're coming in and you're only thinking about the money, it's going to be tough to overcome the ability to win a government contract when all you're focused on is the money. Yes, the profit margin matters. Yes. Okay, it only pulled up Rockland County, but look at all the stuff that they need. Okay, and let's go back to usaspending.gov, because there was another thing that I wanted to share with you. And all of these platforms are free. And if they ask you to upgrade, that's totally on you to make a decision, not me, because I'm not upgrading. It's even telling you the COVID-19 spending. When COVID-19 was hot, how much funds they spent on COVID-19. That was a big breakthrough in government contracting. And just because Trump is currently doing what he's doing right now, it does not mean anything for government contracting. There's just some agencies you're going to have to stay away from. But just because he's going through the motions right now of the decisions he's making, government contracting is well alive. There was a girl who just won a $500,000 contract in the middle of Trump's um, service, like him being in office. So this is the objective class, and this is what I wanted to show you. Will it break it down the other way? Oh, sorry. Um, So it's showing you Social Security Administration spends 38.6 billion a year. That can be for paper, supplies, building them new buildings, services, helping them with market analysis. The paper that they use for Social Security cards, even down to the portal that they utilize to send out Social Security funds. They're spending money on all of that. And if your company offers it, you got to get up here and you got to get on these bids and bid. I'm not sharing this information for no reason. This is great information. Okay. I dropped a lot of nuggets in this video. It is Toolbox Thursday. And I am so excited that you chimed in for another. Oh, let me end this. I'm so happy you chimed in for another. Let's see. So tomorrow, I'm just happy that you chimed in, period. Tomorrow is Funding and Certification Friday. Okay. I am so happy that you were here and I got to share these tools with you. Thank you for the prayers for my dad. Everything is going well as of right now. I'm so happy that I can still get on here and share with you, what is going on currently with government contracting. But I'm on the journey with you. I really am. I am on the journey with you because I'm just somebody who is fresh as well. I just know that the strategies that I'm sharing with you, that they work. That's what it is. I know that they work, okay? And I want to share them with you on a daily basis. I will talk to you soon. Tomorrow is Funding and Certification Friday. I will see you soon. All love. Don't forget to live, laugh, bid. Bye.